What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of DNA Podcast, and welcome to 2023. It's a new year, as in...
Did you become a radio presenter?
Why?
You had a radio voice all of a sudden.
I had a radio voice. Well, isn't that nice? So, welcome back for the first episode of the new year. We're not alone today. Nathan's here with us.
Hello, everybody.
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
This podcast,
Yeah.
is it coming first? Before?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Then it makes sense. Yeah, thank you for spoiling it. We record this podcast in order, so we haven't recorded any podcasts before this, no?
No, we didn't.
No.
Not at all.
I'm gonna.
Someone's phone beeping.
Yeah, mine.
He's popular, just like last time.
I have something to tell you.
Go ahead.
So a random person sent me a message on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
A random ass person.
Mm-hmm.
Mustafa Cem.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't know him.
Mm-hmm.
Never met him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he sends me, hi, I'm Mustafa from Gambia. En dan zegt hij, and you, I'm good too.
I think he has a car to sell you.
Do I have to play with his feet a little bit? How am I gonna take this conversation? Am I
Ignoring him?
No, but that's not fun.
That's not fun. He's from Gambia. He's called Mustafa. He wants something from me.
He's gonna try and scam you.
Yes, and I know that.
Yeah, that makes it.
And
quite
he
fun.
knows that I know that.
No, he doesn't know that you know. I don't think so.
Speaking of scamming, Zaki sent me the audio of when we scammed you with the internet, with the free Wi-Fi. Remember?
Dami showed that to me today. That was really
Yeah,
funny.
because Zaki sent it to me again.
Still exists.
Yeah, it still exists. That was so funny.
I'm Asdin Karmak.
I'm paying €150 for Wi-Fi, woman. I'm not on your Wi-Fi.
Oh, it was so funny to listen to.
I really wanted to fight that girl. Really. I went home and I almost called my next door neighbors just to yell at them. Why are you calling me?
You hear yourself getting annoyed. That was woman, I pay €150 for Wi-Fi. I'm not on your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him good.
Are you on my Wi-Fi?
Why am I receiving? Why are you sending me? Kon dat ze just send that? So like, why are you texting me? Or why the pleasure of texting me? Nee, that sounds. If I want something.
Why are you so sus?
Because I like to be. Why did you send me? Text me. And we're gonna see how this is unfolding in the podcast. Why did you text me?
Okay, fun. Okay, but a new year, so we are going to
No,
start.
not the new year, young. It's
Yeah.
already bad year for me. But go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
We will try to be a little more more.
Where is it?
I was just about to say try to be more serious, but yeah, we're doing great already.
That went to shit.
Yeah. Okay. So no.
I've been 3 days. 3 days.
Is it? Yeah.
Not
Isn't it
even
the
3
4th?
days. Not even 3 days. I've been in the new year. January. January is a shit ass month for me. Sick. Had a fight with someone that I didn't want to fight with. Not a fight. We didn't argue or something like that. But I cut them off while I didn't want to. But I had to. Because my brain works like that. The story I told you. Yeah, that one. I think I broke my pinky.
You can't play games anymore because of your pinky.
I can play. I can play you all under the table. Just
You
don't, just
wish.
don't get stuck under the table.
No, that is sus. ladies and
What?
gentlemen.
I coughed blood.
Mhm.
What did happen? What also did happen?
That it?
Yeah, almost blew my hand off.
With
also-
fireworks.
Yeah, with fireworks. Yeah, stuff like that. And it's only 3 days.
4 days.
There's a third, right?
It's the 4th.
It's a 4, but we didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Not full 4 days.
That's true. Almost.
Almost.
Okay, nice. Well, yeah, it's your lucky month,
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay.
It sure
It's
is.
an eventful month.
eventful month. Okay, but let's try to keep this. Well, let's
Do
try
you have New Year's resolutions?
resolutions. Ooh.
Are you a New Year, New Me kind of person?
Hell no.
Better. You?
No, I'm not.
New year, new me. The same old me, just better.
And older.
Better.
And old.
You have a belly. I hope it doesn't show on the camera.
Us.
So, boys, the reason I convened you two here today together is because y'all
Of
call yourselves shut up. Call yourselves experts in tech, especially the here. Wow. And Nathan. Well, the both of you.
Do you know that my name isn't actually Kermach?
What do you mean?
You don't say Kermach?
Okay. Explain to the listeners how you pronounce it.
Harmash.
Interesting.
And my name Azdin isn't Azadin. It's Azdin.
Asudin?
Azadina.
Asudin?
Azadina.
Yeah, my mom thought you were. But I told you that many times before. That my mom thought you were a
Your
girl.
mom doesn't like me.
Which-
I don't want to talk about her. She doesn't like me. I don't like her back. I've said it. I've said it. And I know she's gonna listen. And I've said it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Can I ask my question now?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, boys, I need a new phone, or I want to buy a new phone. I need it. That's yeah. Depending on how you look at it, I need a new phone, but I want a new phone. So y'all say you call yourselves tech experts. So Apple, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and I was just thinking of buying the new Samsung flip phone.
There's
That's
a door.
cool. That's cool. That's really cool.
I don't
But
think that's cool.
that's just a gadget. I think it's just a phone that you want to have because it's doing something cool.
It's cool. It looks cool, but it's useless.
Okay, but
It's a gimmick.
why?
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
It's cool, but it's useless.
Only
it's a
the
gimmick.
Z phone that opens like a tablet.
Mhm.
That I can see some benefits in.
I can.
Bigger screens. Okay, only if you watch videos that are recorded in that ratio, or else you just get nothing.
Well, it has benefits when you fold it out, but when it's the single phone, it's smaller than all the other phones, and
Yeah.
that's how you're gonna use it most.
None of the
so-
ratios make sense. But then you have the one from Xiaomi. The
Xiaomi.
ratios on that one,
Xiaomi.
the ratios on that flip phone are right. Those make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But from Samsung,
Okay,
it doesn't.
but why Apple then? Why is Apple so
Easy. It does what you say it has to do. It works perfectly with everything that Apple does. And you never have to worry about it. Like, I've never worried about my phone fell into the water. I had a big ass crack. Water came into my phone broke. And just to get into my laptop, factory reset 4 times. It started back up. No problem. Only my Face ID doesn't work anymore. But for the rest it works. Camera works. Everything works. No fucking problem. I've thrown it on the floor. Thrown it everywhere. Thrown it at Nathan just now.
Which I don't recommend anyone to do at home, please.
No, but you can.
But I think only one of your points is the sole reason why you should get Apple. And it's because everything works so well together. And I call that, well, anyone calls that an ecosystem. I think that's hands down, the most important reason why anyone, including Damir, should buy an Apple product or Apple products.
Do you know that one time I wanted to take the first video we made and I wanted to send it to you. It took me 2 hours just to get it on my phone on my Android computer. 2 hours. Then I had to upload it on YouTube so you could download it.
Yeah.
Then the quality gets worse
It
and
was a
worse
real
and worse
hassle.
and worse. Now, AirDrop, 2 minutes for an hour and a half of video.
Okay.
But that's from user to user. But even for him himself, if
Yeah,
with his
He's got
phone, with
some.
his laptop, with his AirPods, with his Apple TV. I mean, he doesn't have an Apple
You-
TV.
yeah,
anything. Apple
you're
Watch.
you're making a document. I have to take a picture for my document. If I want to do that with my phone to my Microsoft computer, fucking 2 whole minutes. Now, bam, bam, bam. Ecosystem, love it. Apple Watch, bam, 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 bam. Everything works great. Everything works.
And why doesn't Samsung work? It also works with
Because
Google and stuff.
Yeah, because it uses Google, and other phone companies use Google, use Android.
Mm-hmm.
They
So
all-
isn't that an ecosystem on its own? All
No.
the phones together?
Because
is.
every other
It is.
company, yeah, it is, but also it isn't. Because every other phone company uses Android on a slightly different manner. The foundation is the same, but they are doing a lot of their own stuff to Android itself. And because it's on, like developers,
Mm-hmm.
if they make an app for an iPhone, they have to make it for 3 iPhones. They make it good, they make it work, and it's perfect seamlessly.
Seamless.
If you have to do it on 4,000 Android phones that are coming out every year, they're gonna just make one app that fits all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make one thing to please everything else, think philosophically also, not everyone is gonna like it the same. Because for this phone it was gonna be better if the ratio was bigger, the colors were better, but they can't make Instagram. Why are my photos in Instagram better on my iPhone than on your Android phone? Except your camera is better than an iPhone camera.
It's not.
Yeah, but just for comparison, if you take an iPhone 6 camera,
Mm-hmm.
compare it to a Galaxy S9,
Mm-hmm. The Galaxy's gonna be better.
yeah, if you take pictures on the original app, but if
Mhm.
you take it on Instagram, it's gonna be shitty. Because
That's-
why it takes...
That's not due to the phone. That's probably
No,
because
it's not due to the
that's
phone.
because it runs on Android, and
It-
so the Instagram on Android might then be different than the
Yeah,
one on iOS.
and
Oh, so you have two different pictures when you take one on
I
Instagram.
didn't
if
know
you
about
take
that. I
no,
didn't
if
know
you
about
take it
that.
on Instagram, it takes a screenshot of the picture you are taking. It doesn't actually make a photo with a camera. It takes a screenshot
Of what you're seeing.
of what you're seeing, and then it's going to post that picture, because they are not gonna make an app that works with all cameras of all Android phones.
Mhm.
Too much work. So they're just gonna take a screenshot, and if you're gonna take a screenshot, quality gets worse. It always is.
Okay.
And that's why Apple is just better. They are spending a lot of their time also to make sure that app developers are making apps, especially for iPhones, in a really good way that works with everything with iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I have features on my iPhone that I probably won't have on your OnePlus phone,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and that's why. I don't say Android phones are bad. They are really good. But if you like simplicity, if you like everything that works, if you want everything to work together, if you want apps that are just working all the time,
Okay.
and don't want to turn off your phone once in a while because it's going slow or something, you take an iPhone.
Okay. But
And the quality is just better.
okay.
Also.
And what's the distinction between I saw in the store a 14 Pro, 14 Max, and a 14 Pro Max.
It's a 14 Pro and a 14 Pro Max.
Yeah, that.
In the 12, you
14.
actually hadn't had a lot of difference between the 14 and the 14 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the same. That's why I just took the 12. With the new iPhones, the cameras are a lot better on the Pros. A lot better.
That's actually not true.
But on the Pros and the Pro Max.
So the difference between the Pro and so the difference between the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro is one, it has a newer processor, so it's a bit quicker. The Pro has the new top, I think it's called the island in the screen, and it has one extra camera. The one extra camera is a telephoto camera, but the other two cameras are exactly the same. So you get an extra camera, which can help you zoom in further with more quality, but the other two cameras are exactly the same. The battery between the 14 and the 14 Pro is the exact same. The screen is the exact same. Even the resolution.
120 hertz.
So the Pro has 120 hertz, and the non-Pro doesn't. So that's one difference with the screen. But the PPI, so the pixel per inch, is the same. 400, I think.
Okay, so that what?
And
why then? What's the benefit of paying 200,000 euros more?
200,000 euros more.
200 euros
Wow,
more.
that's a special phone. It has more features.
It has more
Because you're all
features,
saying
a
it's
better
the same, it's just
processor.
bigger.
It's about the same. It's a bit faster. It has an extra camera. It has a few extra things,
If you
which
just-
some people might want. But in reality, if you get the Pro, you are almost never going to use those extra features, and you won't feel them, except
The Pro
the
Max, you
120 hertz. That you will
mean.
feel.
The Pro Max, you mean?
Or just the Pro or the Pro Max.
Pro
Doesn't
Max,
matter.
Same, just a
Just a
difference
bigger.
in size.
Okay.
So if you
So size
If you
difference,
just
and
go-
it's 200 euros more expensive.
no, you can get the 14
Plus.
Max of
Plus.
Plus, how it's called. It's just a bigger phone without a Pro versions and cheaper. Like we've learned it, I think, from our history teacher. They just give an option with one extra feature just to let people know they have an option to buy better. They want people, I have the biggest, best phone that there is of the lineup, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a smart tactical move from them to make 190 euros of pure profit
Mm-hmm.
extra. Just to play on people's mind fun. Yeah, we have the best phone. If you pay a little bit more, you get the best. Not everyone has it.
Okay.
Because your mindset is, I don't mind the 14, but what if I have to use a telephoto lens, or what if I need that extra processing power, or what if I want the extra hertz? That's what Apple wants you to think, but in reality, you're almost never going to need or use any of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I was going to buy a phone, I'd buy the 14 or the Plus,
But
because I actually like the bigger size.
to be honest, the telephoto, I miss it.
Did
I
you
really
ever
miss
use
it.
it before?
I've used the phone I had before. I also had a telephoto
Mhm.
lens, and sometimes a lot. I would just wanted to zoom a little bit further without compromising quality,
Mm-hmm.
and that I really miss. There were a lot of times that I wanted to zoom in,
Mm-hmm.
and the quality was getting worse,
Mm-hmm.
too much, even that I missed it. Like when I'm recording a video, but I'm a little bit far away, I wanted to get closer. I had to get physically closer,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want it. That's what I missed about my 12. But you are right. I didn't use it so many times. Getting close to the object wasn't that big of a deal, but I missed it. That I missed the telephoto lens. But every other feature that the Pro had, never once in my mind it crossed me to use it.
Or
And the
feel it.
14, I like the little bar on the top.
Yeah, that's the
and
island.
how they get the notifications
Mhm.
around that little notch. That was nice.
But
except
apparently-
that,
Apparently, that was a very big disaster when it first came out, because it was completely new. Apple had never done that before, and there were a lot of glitches with the software
Yeah,
when it came
that's
to
it.
that island. So it should be all resolved now, but there were a ton of problems with it.
with the colors mainly, no?
And notifications and everything, it just wasn't working the way it should.
Don't y'all think that because they're pushing every year a new generation of iPhones? Isn't that true? How is that not true?
No.
What was your question? You didn't ask the
Yeah,
question.
That they
That it
Coming-
won't be good if they are releasing a new feature
Every
every year. But I say they always wait with features. Samsung has to come out with revolutionary new features.
But they do. They have
to
flip
stay
phones
relevant.
now.
Yeah, but to stay relevant and to get people's attention. Apple has a strong fan base, so they can wait with certain features. 120 hertz screens, How long they are on the market?
But it's not about the fan base, it's about the reputation.
Also reputation, but they have the fan base to wait a little bit more to make sure that the feature they are implementing
Yeah,
is
that's for sure.
perfect.
That's for sure.
Is perfect. So that's why they are always late to release new features. But when they do, it's perfect.
But they have a new phone every year.
Yeah, but that question isn't relevant to you. Because that question would only be relevant if you want to buy a new phone every single year. But the average person only buys a new phone 3 to 4 times. Once every 3 to 4 years.
And with
And so
iPhone,
then
you
that-
can go even longer. Eh?
Yeah, and then that question is completely irrelevant because then it doesn't matter if they release a new feature every year because once you buy your new phone, it'll already be vastly different than the one you already had before. And plus, when you buy something like, for example, I bought my computer, the year after Apple came out with completely new and better things. I couldn't have known that, but that's just the way it goes. They have to stay on top of new things. So when you buy your new phone, the year after, you won't have the new
the
features.
thing you have is obsolete. It's
No.
It's not obsolete. With the MacBooks, yes, that was the case 2 years ago. Well, obsolete is a big word, but there was a very, very big difference between the 2019 and the 2020 MacBooks. Or 2020 and 2021 MacBooks. But with the phones, because the difference is so minimal, it won't become obsolete. And you won't feel the need to buy that new phone every year.
Especially
I have the
with-
iPhone 11, and it's more than fine.
Especially with iPhones. iPhones...
And MacBooks.
Yeah. Okay, look, with technology right now,
Mhm.
the improvements that are made is getting slower because they are reaching that they never are going to reach the top of what a laptop can do.
Mhm.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think the improvements are getting bigger and bigger and more year by year.
Yeah,
Because
but it's,
more
it is-
technology is being invented, the technology that's going to come in the future is going to come faster and bigger and better.
Yeah, but I said they are reaching the top, and then I've verbeterd mijn eigen.
Corrected myself.
Corrected myself. No, they can never reach the top, but it's getting a little bit slower because finding new technology when we are already
Or you mean
finding
not every year.
really good new technology, like quantum computers.
Mhm.
A normal laptop can never reach that level in the state that we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
But with new technological advancements that are made, we are going to get better laptops, faster laptops. Maybe we aren't even getting laptops anymore. It's all in our brain, our computing power. It can happen.
The chips.
Look at Tesla's implanted brain chip in a pig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's getting slower.
But I still disagree with that. I think
Yeah?
when you mean what you mean with technological advances, they're getting faster. But technological evolutions or technological inventions,
Yeah.
then I can agree
Yeah.
that it's becoming less and less because more things are invented day by day. But in terms of technological advances,
No, we
those are
are-
skyrocketing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, what are you... The next year, what you are getting into your laptop is getting slower. Because they can't fit everything also in it. They can't take every advancement that they've made
Mhm.
into a laptop or a phone. So that's getting slower. Advancements in technology itself,
Mhm.
skyrocketing.
Mhm.
Look at an airplane. The first flight of the Wright brothers,
Mhm.
66 years later, we were on the moon.
Mhm.
That kind of leaps that isn't as common right now back in the day. Because we are
Yeah,
developing
yeah.
all the time,
Okay, of course. That I get.
and information can travel up to a certain
Mhm.
speed to get into people's hand to develop further and further and further. And that's why it's starting with us and like in computers.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe also because we're developing technology at such a rapid rate,
Yeah.
it feels like it's a lot slower because the norm is so much faster than what it used to be.
And we can
So back in the
comprehend
day-
everything.
Exactly. So back in the day, this would feel so much faster, but because we're used to seeing new things almost weekly, it's become the norm and it doesn't feel as fast as it would back in the day or years ago.
Yeah. Will there ever be a stop, do you think?
No,
Never.
never.
Never, ever, ever. When we are stopping, the world is gone.
Okay.
Or humanity is gone.
Mm.
That's the moment we are stopping with developments. And if that moment comes, if humanity is gone, 100% it's our fault because of technological advancement that we have made. That wasn't good for us, but we've made it to find out what a certain thing is. That will be the death of us.
Wow, I just asked for information about a new iPhone and we got about to human extinction. No, okay. Question.
Just buy an iPhone. Just buy Apple. It works and it works good. It's a little bit expensive, but you never have to worry.
That was my next question. Because you both say iPhone is very, very good and the ecosystem and stuff. But why, if it's so good, why would you then want to buy an Android? Not specifically Samsung or anything, but just then an Android.
A lot of people like Android. I think it's personal preference.
Also money.
No, because the new Samsungs are as expensive as the iPhones.
Yes,
and they are not even the folds. The folds are cheaper.
Yeah.
That's the irony.
When Asdin and I mention Android, we don't just think of Samsung.
No, but Android, because he said cheaper.
But Android has a price range of 100 euros per phone.
50 now.
Then up to the folds. So when you think of an Apple, the minimum you can spend on a new phone now is even above the thousands. But if you want to buy an Android, it's the barrier to entry is so much lower. That's why.
Okay, so you say price, but there are also... Okay, then why would someone buy the new Samsung Galaxy S22? I don't know if that's the one. By the way, don't shoot me, every Samsung fan. Just the newest Samsung versus the newest Apple. Why would someone go for the Samsung?
The gimmicks. My father loves gimmicks.
Okay.
He loves it with his
not
heart
even the
and
fold.
soul.
It's not even the
No, he has
fold.
a S22 Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
He loves gimmicks. He loves gimmicks with his heart.
Mm-hmm.
He can zoom in on the moon
Mm-hmm.
and it will show the moon in full definition.
Mm-hmm.
It's fake, but except that, it's just
So
AI.
the camera is better.
No. Samsung is a real trickery in that sort of stuff. If you zoom 100 times into the moon, the AI in the camera detects it's a moon.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it better. It just takes a picture that they've made with a real telephoto camera lens and paste it. Just make it there a little bit better. The moon looks white in the photo if you zoom in, but at the last second it's just a little bit yellow. You see difference. It's not a real moon that you are capturing. It is, but also it isn't. But yeah, people love it. People want to zoom 100 times in. But if you just ask a regular person on the street without any knowledge of phones, and you're going to ask a Samsung phone for 1,200 euros or an Apple iPhone or an iPhone, 99% of the time you will get iPhone.
Okay.
Always.
But for a professional use case, for example, developers, Samsung will by far be the most used option. Because so many more people have Samsung phones. If you want to create an app or create a product that is on a device, everyone will develop it for Android first and then for Apple or for iPhones, because you will be able to reach so many more people.
And then I also want to come to a reason. A lot of people have an iPhone and an Android phone. Because Apple is really strict with their policy on apps.
Yeah.
You can't have every app on your iPhone. What you can have on an Android is you can download every app you want. If it isn't on the App Store from Apple, from Android, in the Google Store, you can download it online, legal
APK
ways.
Files. Yeah.
So you have a lot of people with also an Android phone to download maybe for criminal activities or something. They want to download a messaging app on the dark web that the police doesn't know about. You can do that with an iPhone. Or if you have to jailbreak it, but if you jailbreak it, your iPhone isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So you have also people. But the main reason why there are so many Androids compared to iPhones is money. If you are going to have kids, you ain't going to give them an iPhone from 900 euros. You are going to give them a Samsung phone for 200 euros. If it breaks, it's going to hurt, but not going to hurt as bad as an iPhone.
Yeah. And
when we were younger, why did you buy this phone instead of this phone? Why did I wanted to buy this phone instead of this phone?
That was my next.
Why did I want to buy this?
Price quality. I think of the OnePlus is impeccable.
Yeah, the Nord was a really good phone. But then my brother called. He said, "Are you stupid?" I said, "Why?" "Just buy the iPhone." I said, "Yeah, but it's expensive." "Just buy it." He said, 2 years, you ain't gonna use that phone anymore.
Mhm.
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna wanna throw it away. This phone I already have 4 years.
Mhm.
It's broken. I understand now why people just use their iPhone when it's broken. I do it too. You don't really actually have to make it. It works perfectly.
Yeah.
Why spend money? 4 years. Never have I had a phone for more than 4 years.
Mhm.
iPhone works perfectly. Faster than that phone. And it came out and they said this was faster than this. But
Mhm.
after 4 years, this is faster than this.
Yeah, with my old Android phones, you could literally feel the speed go down year after year. And with my phone, I do notice a decrease in speed, obviously, but it's far less noticeable than with the Android phones that I used to have, which were both Samsungs. So
But okay, then just recently, like Apple just shut down all phones on all apps on most older phones, like I think iPhone 7 or something.
Yeah,
but
but
that's also because those older phones cannot run those new apps. Those new apps have new features and require more processing power to be able to run. And if you were to try to
Also,
run
simple things like WhatsApp.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
but
end
it's
to
also
end.
a company. They also want to make money. So if somebody has an iPhone 6, they're obviously going to say, okay, this app, we don't allow for that iPhone anymore. So then they buy new phones.
But even with Android, download Facebook and then well, I'm gonna compare it to the iPhone 4.
Mhm.
iPhone 4 you can do anything with it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Take the Samsung Galaxy S2.
Mm-hmm.
You can download nothing on there too. I have the Galaxy. I tried both of them. Same story. And Apple even goes further than the most Android or Microsoft laptops. You get 3 years of updates, then it stops. 5 years is still going strong. 7 years you get. Well, yeah, that's with MacBooks.
I'm
I
not
think
sure how
7.
much you get.
I think 5 years with iPhones from the day you buy
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
So if you buy in 6 now, you are going to get a couple of years of updates. MacBooks also you can.
I think the 6 was the one I read was shut down. Like no
Yeah, it's
apps can't run anymore on the 6.
if they don't sell it anymore, then they will not make any more updates
Okay.
on it.
Okay.
That's
so
not true because they don't sell the iPhone 11 anymore and I still get updates.
Don't they sell it anymore?
Don't
Of
it?
course not. They don't
I
sell
thought
it
they
on their
still did.
website officially anymore.
On
Ah.
their website, but like in stores they do
Yeah,
because
they
you
still
can
make it. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, if they don't make it then, if they
okay.
completely out of production,
Okay.
you ain't gonna get
Yeah, that
updates.
sounds logical actually.
So you're gonna have a lot more years. Apple also said it. I think with Marquis Brownlee.
Marcus Brownlee.
Yeah, they said not in that kind of way, but he interpreted it like that. They said we make more money of the apps we are sending out to people from the App Store. So they don't mind that you use a phone for more than 5 years as long as you are paying for apps.
Mm-hmm.
I pay for iCloud, I pay for
Yeah.
other services with the App Store. So they are already getting 30% of the profits
Mm-hmm.
that they are making. So they are making more money of services that they give than the actual iPhones that they sell.
Okay.
So that's why they also make sure that your iPhone is in good quality, so you have it a long ass time,
Mm-hmm.
so they can suck money out of you.
Okay.
It's a company, yeah.
Yeah.
That's their
of
main
course.
goal, sucking money out of you.
Of course.
To
And
provide value while sucking money out of it.
Yeah.
okay.
And they do it in a good way. They give good quality service, good quality phones, good quality laptops.
They provide value.
They provide value.
The ecosystem works.
A big investor, that Wall Street investor, that old dude. I don't know what
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett said about iPhones. Actually, yeah, he said about iPhones because I think he uses it. He's invested in it. But he say, I don't understand why people just have to pay €1,000 for a laptop, $1,000 for a laptop. He doesn't understand it. If you use a laptop correctly, you can make so much money out of a product that only costs €1,000. If I was at the company, I would ask vastly more, because if you use a laptop in the right way, you can make so much money in it. And he said I would sell it for 10,000. Even then, sometimes it's too little for what a little machine can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially MacBooks. If you are in content creator and such on, you can make so much money out of it because it's so good, it's fast, it doesn't ruin your time. And he said like it has to be priced more because if you want it, it can make you a hell of a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Take Enzo Knol. He makes millions.
Yeah.
Millions? Okay, yeah, it's a little bit short how I'm thinking, but just to keep it short, every day he films with his camera, with his phone, put it on his MacBook, works on his MacBook, puts it online, earns 20k a video.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to think, oh, whoa, that laptop is really my money-making machine, not what I'm doing, because I can be like that, but if I don't have a laptop, I can make that money.
Yeah. Well, he has a point, but in reality, that's never going to be possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he
of
can
course.
say that. He can say, if I would have a...
Yeah, you can't sell it for 20,000.
If I would have a MacBook, or if I would have a laptop company, I would sell my computers for 10,000. I mean, never going to work.
Yeah, but his idea was right. I said,
Yeah.
he's actually right because this little machine. Imagine
people
if we
undervalue it.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
We undervalue the importantness of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us. Imagine if we make a lot of money with our podcast.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm also butthurt about giving that amount of money to a phone for a new phone, for example. But the logic makes sense. It makes sense.
Take this phone. How
Yeah.
much did you pay for this one?
500,
500.
even less. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's still decent for
It's-
what.
It's
compared
decent,
to both
but
your phones, I know. But
if I compare it with this,
Yeah, I
it's shit.
I know, but
it
it's
is-
decent for what I.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if you want to take pictures,
Yeah. Okay, man.
are we going to you to ask to take a picture?
No, you're coming to me.
Come to me, come to Zaki, come to me. I don't care. But we're never ever gonna ask Android users to take photos.
No, it's true.
If you take a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and my iPhone 12, I will pick the iPhone 12. You know why? Because their pictures is always right.
Yeah.
Never any blemishes. With the S20, the Ultra of them has a better camera than this. More pixels, better sensor, everything is better. But the outcome of the picture is vastly different than my iPhone.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's why simplicity, it works. It's great value for the money. Because this, after 2 years, I will change. I have to buy another
Okay.
OnePlus Nord or another OnePlus 10 Pro. I'm already out €1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why just not invest one time and then look at me with my laptop? Paid €700. After 2 years, it was already getting slow.
Mm-hmm.
In the long run, an iPhone is cheaper. In the short run, an Android phone is cheaper.
And even the services that Apple provides to us.
Mm-hmm.
ecosystem.
Yeah, the ecosystem. But I'm just mainly talking about the service that they offer you.
Also in the ecosystem.
Also in the ecosystem. And it's better than most services. Except Google Photos. Google Photos is better. Why? Because you can save your photos on the Google Photos app, and it stays there, and you can delete it from your phone. With iCloud, I can do that.
I can do that.
You can do
It's
that?
possible.
Is
Yeah.
it possible?
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me how, because I've read every damn article online, and I just want to have some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
think,
have to save them on iCloud Drive.
yeah, I just
and then
wanted
you
to
remove
say
them
that.
from your camera roll.
Yeah, I've done that before,
Yeah.
and just when you went say iCloud Drive,
Now it makes sense.
That makes sense. I never, because I have a iCloud Drive photos of old photos, but I thought just I wanted to save them. There's also my phone.
Mm-hmm. But you're missing another service that Apple does worse than another company.
What?
I have no idea. So.
Do you have an idea?
App Store?
They do the
Podcast?
App Store better than everyone.
Music.
Music?
Apple Music is worse than Spotify.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't imagine that.
Oh,
I can't.
Loss.
See? But you
Lost.
forgot about it.
But is Spotify Android?
But I
Spotify
forgot about it because I never used it.
Uh-huh.
isn't
Well, the only reason it's worse is because their catalog is smaller. So that's actually not really Apple's fault. It's just because artists aren't putting their music on
Mainly
Apple
because
Music.
was it
compared to
because of
Spotify.
Taylor Swift? She started it first.
No clue.
Taylor
No
Swift
clue.
started it first. She said, "Why would you give 3
So is
months
Taylor.
free
Yeah.
for people to listen to my music
Mm-hmm.
and not pay a single dime?" Say, but Spotify does the same.
I don't think they do 3 months. They do 1 month.
Or a week.
Or no,
Oh,
no.
they used to do a week. That's true. That's a long time ago. That was 6-7 years ago.
But that was 3 months.
But Spotify is not Android. They're just a company on its
Yeah.
own.
No, I know, but it was me comparing their service to
Yeah.
Apple
Oh, yeah.
service.
But
Okay.
most services also Maps, Google Maps, is better than Apple
Apple's
Maps.
catching up. Apple is
But I
catching
want to
up.
say Apple Maps is catching up, especially if
very
you
fast.
if you use it in Apple CarPlay. Godsend. Only thing I'm missing, what Apple has, what Google Maps has done, is track controllers. Yeah.
What?
How do you say it in English?
Speed limit.
Speed limit notifications and such on. That I miss.
Mhm.
If they put it on Apple Maps, speed limits, where checkpoints are and stuff, I would literally delete everything off my phone and only use that.
You know, for the longest time, Apple Maps didn't have a bike option
I never used a
No.
bike
or a
option.
walking option. One of the two. They never had it until recently. Yeah, that's why I never used Apple Map. Apple Maps. Always Google
I
Maps.
still don't use it. Still use Waze. Just better.
Yeah, I don't have a third app. But wasn't it? I think I couldn't even on my laptop. For example, I couldn't download Spotify from the Apple App Store.
I've
That
never
sounds a you
downloaded it.
problem.
No,
No,
you
but-
download Spotify from Google or from
Ah.
Safari.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I think Safari is far superior than Google Chrome.
I was just about to ask, is that
Yeah.
different? Why?
Well, when
Why I can't open some things on Safari, but which
Yeah,
I
so
can open
that
on
is-
Google.
that is a problem that I have noticed as well. Some websites you can only go on or use the full potential on Google Chrome.
But that's a monopoly that Chrome has.
Possibly. But Google Chrome uses far more power. It draws far more power. So when I use Google Chrome, my laptop gets physically hot. When I use Safari, it doesn't. But if it was 2 years ago, I would have said Google Chrome is far superior.
But isn't that just because it's on
Yeah.
because
It's
because
optimized for your
Safari,
computer. It's optimized for your
Yeah.
computer. I mean, for you, it doesn't matter because you're running the M1 or the M architecture. But for me, you're still using Intel processors. It matters.
Okay, and that was my next question. What's the difference with the normal MacBook for your
Oh,
MacBook
this is
and
fun.
mine
Ooh.
M1 MacBook? Because I'm really like
Do you want to get this podcast to 3 hours or
I'm-
1 hour?
I'm really stupid. I'm genuinely
Wait,
asking.
I'm gonna look
Wait,
when my
Can
movie
we check the
starts.
timer?
Ooh, news about Mustafa.
Whoa!
Oh,
Don't
I
change the
didn't-
topic from.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What's-
why did
what-
he send
what
me?
did Mustafa
I want
reply?
help. I'm hungry with my family.
But he has enough money to
Ask him how much money he needs.
to message to
Or,
DM you on
no.
Instagram.
Ask him how he wants his money transferred. By plane or by boat. How much you need.
Nee, ik ga zeggen, really isn't evidence. Want als dat echt zo is...
But how does
He
he
just, I know, I'm just playing with
I
his
know,
phone.
I know. Okay, wow, I'm really looking like an
When-
idiot in this podcast. Damn it.
Because he
Ah,
has
when-
2,880 followers, 1,084 following. So like,
Okay.
go
Okay.
spend someone else's time.
Okay.
The MR.
Yeah. Okay.
architecture.
Let's get back to that. So because I'm genuinely.
Are you going to
asking.
start on me?
Oh,
I
I would love
really
to start.
don't know. Okay.
Start.
Dummy it down
So-
for me. Shoot.
So until 2020, Apple MacBooks were always built on Intel processors.
as every other laptop in the world.
That's
No,
not true.
you have also
Laptops
Ryzen.
have two, and Ryzen used to be AMD. Well, Ryzen still is AMD, but AMD produces Ryzen CPUs. And when I say CPUs, I mean processors. But the old MacBooks, they always had, I guess if you include the battery, 5 main components. You had your processor, you had your graphics card,
The MacBook.
The MacBook. Yeah, your graphics card, which were only which were only dedicated graphics cards on the bigger screen, so the 15 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your RAM, your memory, and that's not storage. That's something else. And then you have your motherboard, which everything is on, and your battery, and then I guess your storage as well. But these were all placed onto your motherboard, and so they all needed to communicate to each other via a board. What Apple has done now, they have put everything into one little box: the CPU, the memory, the GPU, and so everything communicates faster and more efficiently. And so what that gives you is that gives you speed and less power, which therefore less heating, less temperature. So that's why your laptop never gets warm, never needs to use the fans, and can last for days. And that's the genius thing about the new M1 or M2s. And because it's Apple's own architecture, they can build it however they want. With Intel, they always needed to have deals, and they had no say in what Intel would make. They just needed to get those CPUs and find a way to place them inside of their own computers. But now they can do whatever they want, however they want.
Okay. And what's the difference between M1 and M2?
Ooh.
Not
Not
much.
much.
Yeah.
Not much. That's again Apple.
Yeah.
If
So
they make
scamming.
one
that's
thing,
not true.
that's not true. They make one thing really good,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything after that,
It's just better.
it's just getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
But then if you take an iPhone, the iPhone 5, and you compare it to the iPhone 14,
Massive difference.
massive difference. Just the way. Did you see me lose weight from 170 kilos to 90 kilos?
Yeah.
Did you saw me lose weight?
Did you see yourself grow up from 15 to 22 every day in the mirror?
Did you saw yourself physically grow?
No.
No, because you are looking at yourself every day, so you don't see difference. But if you were 14 and you never looked in the mirror, no one said anything about you that you were growing and such on, and you would look in the mirror 10 years later, you would say, "Oh, I'm
That's
grown."
me.
And that's why people say, "Yeah, it's every year is the same." It is not.
You just don't notice.
It feels the same.
You don't notice.
Okay, so
And that's with Apple. I'm gonna tell you, the M1, I'm gonna buy an M1 laptop, not the M2. For me, the difference,
Which one?
the Pro,
the one I have.
No, you
No.
just have the basic.
the
Base
notch one. I'm gonna buy, but I first have to do the car stuff. That's more important for me.
But again, I have a MacBook Pro.
You have a
Yeah.
MacBook
With an
Pro
M1
with
chip.
an M1 chip inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But there is still an M1 Pro, an M1 Max, and an M1 Ultra.
You have to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then the M2.
but then
And then the M2,
The difference-
the M2 is only a bit better as the M1. And so there is going to come an M2 Pro, an M2 Max, and an M2 Ultra.
the difference between those processors, there you can definitely see
Massive difference.
difference. If you take
Massive.
the Ultra and you take the Pro,
Massive difference.
and you compare it, the same exact laptop, the same specs and everything, but the processors are different. A video that maybe is taking 2 minutes to render with the M1 Pro is gonna take 10 seconds on the M1 Ultra.
I mean, that's an exaggeration, but
Yeah, but
also the M1 Ultra isn't available on the MacBooks. So you have to get a Mac Pro
Studio.
or a Mac Mini or a Studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are those.
all the Mac Studios,
Yeah, they're awesome.
those are
Because the
beasts.
the M1 Ultra is literally two M1 Maxes placed right next to each other. Two of them.
Okay.
boom.
Yeah, awesome. Really awesome. And then there's also going to come out a new Mac Pro, which hasn't been released
Li-
yet, with the new M1 or M2 or whatever they're going to call a chip, and that is
Yeah,
going to blow the world.
But I'm
apart.
also waiting on that laptop, so the
not a
M1s are
laptop.
getting cheaper.
Yeah, that costs more than a house. That
Yeah, I
computer
know, but
is going to cost more than a house.
I think a laptop, the MacBooks, and their PCs, because the Studio is a PC,
Mhm.
is going to replace all Microsoft
For sure.
laptops and PCs for like CAD software,
Mhm.
for example. People right now, or even
Governments.
governments,
Everything.
but really big movie studios.
Mm-hmm.
They have personalized build PCs. They use, like he said, the graphics card all in one chip, with personalized PCs, it's all apart. You can have a graphics card for the 4090 from
It's more than 2,000.
more than 2,000 euros, more than one MacBook. But if you take that one and you make a really good PC for 6,000 euros, do you know what the worst is? This MacBook Pro is gonna be as fast or a little bit slower than a built PC for 5,000 euros.
Yeah.
Why do people spend 5,000 euros to play Minecraft or really good visuals? Only reason. I've never.
Don't
The
you have
only
a built
people-
PC?
I did have a built PC, but that wasn't a game. That was to edit videos.
But now you only
Would you do
only
it now?
use.
No, I would never build. Well, I would build a computer again because I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But if I'm just going for performance, I will never build one of those computers again, and I
Okay,
will just
so-
buy the new MacBook.
there's a YouTube channel, Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah, love him.
They hate Apple
Yeah,
with their souls.
Yeah.
And their main producer,
uses Apple.
he got a new MacBook Pro, the M1s with the notch, and he said, "I'm never going to use any other laptop
It's
again."
crazy. It's really insane.
That
how much better
laptop-
it is.
If you had the Intel MacBooks, you could say I'm gonna take another laptop.
Yeah.
But the new M1, like fully
So the
theirs,
better
they
one than I
are
have.
controlling everything. You cannot beat it.
Nothing will.
Give me something faster than it.
Mhm.
I'm guarantee you, I can't even lift it up the stairs.
Yeah.
And this one I can throw in my backpack and go to school. And I have a fucking
You will not be able to build a faster regular
Mhm.
personal computer that fits like this
Mhm.
in this room faster than the fastest MacBook. You can't. It doesn't matter how much money you have.
and the graphics cards are like this big and weighs 20 kilos, huh?
Just because of the way the new MacBooks work, you just can't do it. Yes, you can get a supercomputer, but an actual personal
But-
computer that
but-
fits in an M-ATX
Mhm.
case will not. It doesn't matter how much money you spend.
Mhm.
It's just not possible.
Okay, but Apple did it. What stops Lenovo to do it?
Nothing.
The same as Android and the ecosystem. They only make it for MacBooks.
Yeah, but Apple found a way. So can
Apple find a way.
Can other
But
companies
if you take
can't Intel do
They
that?
Yeah,
can.
they
but
can.
They haven't because they just don't know how to. And plus, Apple patented literally everything in that computer.
So
right
that's
now.
that's
Also-
they don't know how to, but if they,
but
they
if
can
you-
figure it out.
But
Yes.
then you
Their own
have
thing.
the same story. You have the Microsoft, the software.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft is built to work with almost any other laptop.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if you make something to please everyone,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have things that are not going to work as good as a MacBook. And then you have to make shortcuts, then you have to make a whole loop to get something done. And because it's gonna take power,
Mhm.
it's gonna take thing. You have to put something on to make it work. Maybe you have to put a chip so that
Okay.
your memory, a 0 and a 1 doesn't turn on. You have to put that in because it can be in the processor next to your RAM memory files, and so on.
Mhm.
It's gonna take a lot more energy, a lot more stuff, a lot more components to do the exact same stuff to have it even. Yeah, Samsung can make a laptop if they make a software that is exclusively used on Samsung itself.
Mhm.
But then they can say, okay, everything goes in the processor, everything is our software, our hardware can perfectly match our software.
But it's too expensive. I assume.
Too expensive, people don't want to use it, they are used to Microsoft and such on and such on.
Okay.
But
Okay,
I have to
okay.
cough.
Okay, so it was too expensive. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I only know one big problem with, well, it's getting better, but one problem with the M1s, and it's compatibility. Because every company has been so used to basing their products or services on Intel or AMD architecture, they don't know how to transition or are finding it difficult to transition to silicon. Even Adobe, most of the Adobe products have not yet fully been transitioned to the silicon process. So you haven't actually felt the actual processing power of your computer yet, because Adobe doesn't or hasn't figured out a way to perfectly match what it does with Intel with silicon. M1 is based on silicon
Yeah.
architecture.
And that you also come back to Apple. sometimes they do it on purpose. They say, we have an app that we find better. So we see another app, like take Premiere Pro. It's from Apple, huh?
It's from Adobe.
Or Adobe.
Final
what's
Cut
from
Pro is from
Final
Apple.
Cut Pro. They say we wanted to make it the best app.
Oh, that's from Apple?
Yeah,
Okay.
we want to make it the best app for content creators. We want to have a monopoly.
And it works perfectly.
And
with
it works
Silicon.
perfectly. And so they say, we're going to make it extra difficult for the Adobe
Yeah.
to make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
work with silicon.
It's smart.
Smart from
It's
them.
really
And they
smart.
do nothing wrong with that. It's their patent. They can do whatever they like. Okay, they can make a lawsuit, say, yeah, they don't want to give us a paper. Say, yeah, we don't want to use it. We don't want to give all the secrets.
But they don't have to. They make a new computer. It's up to Adobe to figure out how to make the software work exactly with Apple Silicon. And whilst
But-
Apple was making this architecture, they had all the time in the world to make sure Final Cut Pro is using all that processing power perfectly.
Ah,
But for-
okay.
But for other apps, they are sending a team of people just to help them make everything work with silicon.
Yeah.
Such as?
I don't know, but they do it. I don't know everything. Huh?
Yeah, but the two of you are actually interested. Okay, I am too. That's why I'm asking.
But in short term, Apple
Okay.
has the money. It's the richest company in the world. Has the most capital to
Is it the
use.
richest company in
I
the
don't,
world?
I don't
The-
think it's the
they
richest
have-
company in the world.
No, they have
They
the
have
most
trillions,
cash
but-
on hand. They have the most cash on hand on the whole world. They have,
They have a lot of liquid funds.
yeah, they can. That's the biggest company with the most cash on hand.
Mhm, okay.
Maybe not with, for example,
The
take
oil companies.
McDonald's. McDonald. You know how
Not
McDonald's
even
work?
a tech company.
Do you know how
I'm-
McDonald's work?
Yeah.
How McDonald's works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
They
the-
they sell their franchise, or what was it? So you can open a
Everyone can open a McDonald's.
yeah.
yeah, it's a franchise. But do you know they are also the biggest real estate company in the world?
No.
McDonald's.
Every McDonald's you see on the street, the building they own.
No.
Even from the individual,
Yes.
the franchise
Yes,
users.
they own the buildings. So the ones in Brugge,
Yeah.
they own the buildings. The one in Antwerp, they own the buildings.
So they sell the franchise but own the building.
Yeah, and they're gonna pay rent as well on the buildings.
Oh,
so if they go bankrupt in a place, sell all the buildings, they get the money back.
Huh.
It's the biggest real estate
So-
company in the world.
So you open a McDonald's in
You
your
don't-
streets.
You don't get a say. Who says gonna? They say I want to open a McDonald's. Okay, we'll find the right location for you. Gonna buy the building.
Okay.
Or
So
maybe they already own the building.
So
that can happen.
you don't get to choose where you want to open it.
Yeah, you can say I want to open
In this area.
something
Yeah,
there in
in
the
this-
area. And
yeah.
they're gonna get their whole team of real estate experts, money making experts, foods experts, and
Mhm.
they're gonna look. Is it viable in the first place to
Mhm.
open a new McDonald's right there? Is it viable? Are they coming? Is there people coming? Is the answer yes? You can start.
Okay.
But you're gonna pay rent. You're gonna pay 20% of all your profits. You're gonna
Smart.
pay to use our name. You're gonna do everything what McDonald's says, but in return, you're gonna make a hell lot of money.
Yeah.
The one in Antwerp, the Groenplaats,
Mm-hmm.
believe me, they are making some serious
Yeah,
money.
that's okay. Yeah, that's obviously especially
Serious
on the
money. I think they
Groenplaats.
make around 200,000 per month
Mhm.
profit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. No, okay. So, you're very passionate about the.
Oh, the M1 chips. I think it's one of the best inventions that there were because of that other companies are going to look.
Yeah,
They're gonna say we need that too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So Intel can, because every other the laptops as MacBook did, they had to base their functioning on what Intel made, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Look,
But can Intel now? Yeah, I don't want. Can they also make something smaller,
did-
better, faster?
they've done it. They've done it. The underworld chip, I think it's called. It's based on the same principles
Mhm.
of the M1 chip, it isn't as good.
Yeah.
But that processor is mostly used on self-built PCs.
Now for gaming.
Yeah. But just like I said, and like he said, everything is in that one processor. Everything.
Mhm.
Almost everything, shall I say it like that. But that's why is it? Because the software that they use is
Mhm.
Apple's only. No one else can use it. So they can make it in a way, okay, we want this to work with that. We want this iPhone to work with that. We're going to make the connections. So the transmitters that they use, the nanotransmitters, they are around 2 billion in there,
Mhm.
3 nanometers wide. They can make it in such a way, Apple, that it's all going to work together with the Apple software. So the software and the hardware are in sync. They live together, they work together to make something happen.
Yep.
If you take a Microsoft laptop, if you want to take a random ass chip from Intel, the Intel i9, I'm going to take the best.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of processing power, so everything goes already really fast.
Mhm.
But if you take an USB stick with a big ass file in it, you have to stick it in. Then it has to go to a memory coder, so it has to read what's on the chip.
Mhm.
It then goes from there to another chip, to then go to the processor to read it, and then you will see it.
Mhm.
Apple is like, too many chips. No, you stick it in, it goes from one way to the chip. Everything works there. So every other chip that you saw, they've made it work in one chip.
Okay.
So for you to get a file of 5 megabyte, take 60 gigabytes. Intel sometimes can take up to 10 minutes
Mhm.
to fully download, to use, to
Mhm.
get it ready.
But that's not dependent on the Intel CPU.
No.
That's dependent on your motherboard and
But
the USB you have.
It is dependent on a way you have to take those roundabouts to get to the chip.
But Apple doesn't actually eliminate the different decoders or encoders that
No,
you
it's all
use.
in
It
there.
deletes the travel time in between because it's all on one little thing. That's the whole thing. It removes the whole motherboard aspect.
Okay.
Everything is just in one little
Okay,
place.
I think
And
I get
everything works together. They can make it so efficient, also because they just use their software.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to make it for something else. They
Their
have to make it for
ecosystem.
one laptop. They have to make it for actually 4, but they all are the same in
Mhm.
one kind of way. Just have to make one software for one laptop.
Would it blow your mind if I said that the processor in your MacBook is based on the one in your phone? Well, in Azin's phone or my phone? Would that blow your mind?
No, because everything you just said made me assume that everything is connected in some way, shape, or form.
Do you know that the processor, the M1 processor, is also in an iPad? The
No,
iPad
same
is as
answer as
the new
10
iPad.
seconds
the
ago.
iPad is okay, not
No,
as
but-
good as a MacBook, but almost as good because it has the same processor. And also, fun fact: do you know that that iPads don't have a standard calculator app on them?
Really?
I did not know
That's
that.
because of Steve Jobs.
Why?
So if I take a calculator app on my phone, I go
Mhm.
to calculator.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It works. It just.
Yeah. You have yeah.
But
okay.
if you make it bigger
Mm-hmm.
to fill a whole iPad, it doesn't seem as good. It seems big. It seems bulky.
And that's why it's not on
Steve Jobs was like,
Really?
no, yeah, really. If you take an iPad, you won't find. You
Oh.
have to download a third-party thing. But
Ding.
they still
Yeah,
calculator app. But you have to download a third-party calculator app on your iPad,
there.
Mm-hmm.
and they still haven't to this day find a good way to put a calculator app
On
on
an
an iPad.
And there is no.
Steve
no nice
Jobs?
way.
Back in the time, was sitting with the developers, said, and they no, the size of the font is not good. No, the letters are too big. And so he said, no, we are not going to do it. We are not going to put it on because it's not good. The public won't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did not.
And that's why also, because of the mindset that Steve Jobs gave to Apple,
Mhm.
they are following it day by day.
Mhm.
Still to this day, they are following that mindset. And that is also why everything takes a little bit longer to get featured in an iPhone.
Because it needs to be
Because
perfect.
it has to be perfect. If it isn't perfect, they will not. Okay, the notch, you can test it so many times on one iPhone, 10 iPhones, but if you give it to millions of people, yeah, they will find another fault. They will
Problems
do
with it.
something that you haven't tried or haven't think about it yet.
Yeah.
They will take all those advice, they will give an update, problem's gone, it works.
Cool.
With Android, Microsoft doesn't work like that. If something doesn't work with someone, it doesn't work. It will work with someone else, and that's why you will never get the speed, the efficiency, and such on a Microsoft of an Android because they have to deal with a lot more criteria, a lot more people, a lot more devices to work with than Apple.
So the exclusivity helps.
Yeah. Woo.
Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, also, if you take a Samsung, if you take the top-notch Samsung S22 Ultra and you compare it with the sales of the iPhone 14 Pro,
Mhm.
there's a lot more 14 Pros getting sold than the 22 Ultra.
We assume.
We assume,
assume.
yeah. Don't take everything as fact with me, but you get the point.
Okay.
It's a message I want to conceive to you that is important.
Cool.
Not the facts. If you want to get about facts, then go fight somewhere else to complain. I don't have the time to get all the facts
Yeah. Okay.
right.
Okay.
They are right, but they're not
Based
correct.
They're based on personal experience.
Personal
knowledge.
experience, what
Yeah.
I've seen, what
Yeah.
I've read, but I can't
Yeah.
You can't quantify them.
quantify it because it's too many.
Yeah. Just to be clear,
things.
this episode is also based on both of your experiences and mine with my MacBook.
Experience was also facts.
'Cause- yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But if you want to have facts, go to Linus
Tech
Tech Tips. Go look at
Mhm.
the i9 against the M1.
Mm-hmm.
There is the facts.
Mind blowing.
And he doesn't give a shit about companies.
Mhm.
He said, I'm gonna test it.
Mhm.
If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
If it's bad, it's bad. And he
Mhm.
said,
That's
M1
it. I
is
also
good.
don't give a shit about companies.
And he
That's
hates
the thing.
Apple. He hates Apple, but he's good. What can I say? He say right to repair and such on. It's still
Yeah,
bad,
different bad. things,
really
yeah.
bad, but like real bad. You can do it yourself now,
Mhm.
but if you wanna,
Not anymore. Not anymore with these ones.
no,
Not at all.
yeah, with iPhones you can. They have a repair program, so you can ask to get a screen. But if you get a screen, you have to rent out the stuff to make the repair happen.
Mhm.
That's €50, and then they will send a box to you with like heavy machinery. Yeah,
Cool.
that's not feasible.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
Apple.
Just to be clear, this episode is not sponsored in any way or something. It's just
For Apple, if you want to sponsor, be my guest.
no. It's
I love-
just.
I love you
joke.
guys.
Okay. No. Okay. Guess I have to make a good calculated choice, although
I think we made the
Just
choice
not
for
on
you.
the
Yeah.
iPad.
just not on the iPad. Yeah. Why would I? Okay.
Yeah,
if I
that was
ever
a
would
joke.
buy-
That was a joke.
That's not gonna
no
be that's not gonna be a
calculating.
very calculated decision.
Yeah. Okay.
You know the easy answer is just buy them
Yeah. Okay.
iPhone.
And see that big
And not
fat
because
minus
and
on
not
my bank
because
accounts.
not because Androids are bad.
No.
I love
Mhm.
Android phones. I've used them all the time.
Mhm.
But
As you said,
the
easier.
moment I had the first time I had the iPhone 12 in my hand, I said, never going
This
back.
is the one.
Never ever going back.
Well, the flip phones are still cool.
Oh yeah, but it's a gimmick. Gimmicks are always cool.
That's
But are
true.
you going to use it?
Yeah,
Are
okay,
you really
yeah.
going to do this when you want to take a call?
Yes, you would. What the hell? Of
Yeah,
when
you
you're
can
mad
do
at
it.
someone.
He can-
would. He's so
Yeah, he
would.
would, but it can happen. You can't do it with the flip phone.
And when
You
you're
can do
mad
it.
at someone, you want to hang up, just like close
Yeah.
it down, like okay, I don't want.
But if you are doing it too hard, it will break. So,
okay, guess that's
or if it falls in the sand, then you're going to hear sand breaking.
Oh,
well,
Do you know if you get sand in your
Yeah.
mouth and
Yeah.
you feel it?
that's where your phone will.
The
look
same
like,
sound
feel like
you
it
will-
sound like.
okay. Well, That's just that.
And just see how beautiful.
Yeah, the people
How-
listening can't see it. The ones who are watching can.
See how beautiful.
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 Wow.
Simplicity to the
It's
best.
simple, that's true. Okay, no. Thanks, boys, for the information. I hope this was a first smart experience for the listeners of the podcast.
Ooh, I was smarty ass today.
Yeah, the both of you were.
I don't like it.
I was.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love it.
No, I know.
Give
you
me
do.
technology. Give me technology, and I will.
Well, thanks, boys. Thanks, Nathan, for being here and giving your
course.
insightful. Besides the fact that you help us set up and stuff. No.
I want to say
Okay.
something about how it
say-
looks in here.
Don't say it. 'Cause
But
it
I will just
doesn't-
say,
Don't say it because it's
Nothing.
not true.
oh,
It's
you
definitely-
know it. If you take even this couch, Danny, even this couch in this setup.
Oh, you don't want to know what that couch has seen. But
Ah,
thank y'all for
Someone have Kleenex?
thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you're nice, if you listen to this podcast, if you are tech wizards, maybe, just maybe,
You'll see
the
Smurfs
Smurfs.
on your iPhone.
Bye bye.